Fuck yeah! Welcome back to the 5th episode of the Angry Turtle podcast.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we have a very special guest. Johnny, would you like to introduce our very special
Yeah,
guest?
this is one of my favorites, a legend in the music industry, a legend all around, good father. This is a pleasure to introduce Moe ZMD to the Angry Turtle. Oh yeah.
Woo!
This is
Hey!
our first musician.
Yeah, dude.
And I guess let's get started. How did you get into the music? Was it as a kid, or how did it all start for you?
Well, I was born in Mississippi, and in Clarksdale, the blues capital, you know. And my first recollection is being 5 years old, and I was singing like on stage, and the crowd was going nuts, and I was just like, "This is what I want to do." And then it wasn't until my sister was born. I think I was about 7 or 8, and you know when she was born. But when I got about 9, she couldn't talk, but she could sing. Like she would mimic songs on the radio. So my dad was like, "Oh no, we're going to California," because his brother was living out there, and said, "You need to bring those kids to California and like be in the scene, you know." And so we went, and then initially we just rehearsed and like tried to get ourselves better, and then we started going to this church, Antioch Church, and the choir director happened to be really connected in the industry, like gospel industry, and so we ended up like singing with people, and I was a musician as well, and I playing for like these celebrity guys who were like really, really old, you know, that they were famous in the 50s and 60s kind of thing. And eventually started, you know, singing with the Edwin Hawkins choir. And that really led us to everything, because they had sung a song on Earth, Wind and Fire album called Touch the World. And so we ended up going on, like doing a tour with them. We basically sang behind Earth, Wind and Fire when they did shows at the Universal Amphitheater. And that pretty much started it all. Everybody started getting noticed and started writing songs, and you know, just trying to be everywhere, taking meetings and stuff. So it took about 6-7 years from moving from Mississippi to California, of just continuous, really thorough work to get us to the point where we were ready for people to see us and go, "Ooh," versus, you know, I could sing or I could play, and then you just try to fit in. But like they were really tripping off the talent that we had, because we really spent a lot of years just rehearsing, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Rehearsing and developing it. So yeah, that's how it started.
That's awesome.
That is so interesting.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely good to know the backstory. I guess we can go a little bit forward. I know that you got platinum plaques and plaques with a lot of artists, but one of the top topics, the $1 million question is, how did you end up meeting Tupac? How did that all transpire?
Okay, well, that happened because, excuse me, I was probably from 89 till about 94, 93. I was doing pop music, and the managers I had did not allow me to do any rap or anything like that. And one of my managers was Stormin' Norman Nixon. They used to play with the Lakers.
Okay.
He was my manager for a while, and then I had to break away, and I started working with this guy who I grew up with in Long Beach, California. And he happened to be the guy that was like very influential in Long Beach. He helped develop Snoop. He helped develop Domino, myself, you know, as far as how to deliver rap and everything. But anyway, he had a deal with Interscope, and he was the first rapper that was on Interscope. But they kept holding him back. And we worked on his record, and it hadn't come out yet. But Tupac was in the office one day, and he heard somebody playing it, like an A&R or something, playing it. And he was like, wait a minute, who is that? Who is that? And he was freaking out, and he was like, I want to work with that producer. Who did the music? And so Interscope called me and said, hey, what do you think about, doing some remixes with Tupac and like send him some tracks to see if he want to do some stuff? And I was like, yeah. And
Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, that is awesome.
I went from not knowing what I was going to do, how I was going to figure it out. And a week later, I was in the studio with Tupac and had a song on the radio with Tupac, From the Cradle to the Grave, in 1 week, because I did it when they called me. I went a couple of days later, did the song. They had the songs already, From the Cradle to the Grave, Lord Knows, and Running from the Police, that had Biggie Smalls on it. So I did a remix to all of those songs, and immediately they took From the Cradle to the Grave and put it on the radio and was like, no, this is the cut. And then they flew me out to New York to work with Tupac, and that's when I first met him, and we did Outlaw that day. But he said, that Cradle to the Grave is going to be on the album. It's not going to be a remix now. It's going to be on the album because I like that version better. And, I was just looking like, what?
That is insane.
Yeah, that
is insane.
So you basically, you were grinding away, and by chance, he happened to hear your music, and then after that, you were on your way. That is awesome, man. That's how it goes out here, I guess. That is awesome to hear. So, how I guess you have an insight to. I guess you got to meet him. I mean, how was his personality as a human? Not the artist, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it was great. Like when I first met him, he was real excited to meet me, gave me a big hug, and was very respectful, and told the guys that are the Outlaws. They were young at that time, and they were like, I think they were called Young Thugs or something, when they first worked on that Outlaw song with me. And he was like, you guys listen to Moe. He's knowledgeable about what he's doing. He's, and really we kind of became brothers. It had gotten to the point where he would have me, if we had studio session, he would have me page him to wake him up in the morning. And I thought that was like, wow, my sister got into it with my dad at that time.
Yeah.
And he kind of kicked her out. Tupac took her in.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Yeah.
Her and her daughter took them in and
wow.
Looked after them, and he was like family. His sister would call my sister, and it was like family. And he was very respectful. That's why it trips me out to hear these stories of how he was with other people, because he never treated me like that. Not once.
Yeah, I got little insights from the videos I seen. It seemed like he was like a genuine type of guy. He seemed like he probably was fun to be around. So, yeah, you definitely get misconceptions because it gets twisted around out here. But so after that, you just continued on working after Tupac and just kept on moving. And how did you end up? I see you. John Mellencamp, what's going on there? You're everywhere. I see you everywhere. So how did you?
He's killing it here.
Yeah, how did you meet John Mellencamp, and how'd that come by? I'm switching it up on you here, but man, you've been everywhere. So
I'm holding on to my question.
It's a similar situation. It's really similar. After working with Tupac, and then he went to Death Row.
Mm-hmm.
He understood that I didn't want to be a part of Death Row. I didn't want to do anything. I knew most of those guys, and I just did the business. I didn't, I said, it's going to be a bad thing. And he went to Death Row anyway. And I just kind of sat there like, what am I going to do now? Because I had done remixes and everything, and the label stopped pushing it. And I was just like, I don't know what I'm going to do. But John Mellencamp's manager had called my publisher, and he had called my publisher looking for Dr. Dre. Do you have a number on Dr. Dre? How can I find him? And my publisher said, no, what you need is Moe. And he was like, who's that? And then they researched and they heard the Tupac stuff and the Spice One and the Yo-Yo stuff. And, you know, I did some soundtracks and he was like, okay, well, let's see what he could do. And so they called me and would you like to go and produce John Mellencamp? And I was like, yeah, that would be pretty dope. I remember him as a kid, you know. Oh yeah,
oh yeah.
Life goes on.
Yeah, my mother was singing it quite often also. So yeah, he was definitely a legend out here. So yeah, around the world also. But so did you end up becoming his bass player? I see you played guitar, or I mean,
no, actually I was his keyboard player.
Okay.
Well, how it turned out is when I went to do the session, I thought I was producing the song. So I brought all of my equipment, my turntable, my Fender Rhodes, my Moog, all the heavy stuff. I had them ship it out here, to Indiana. Excuse me. And
it's all right. We got Cottonmouth. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So do I.
It's like a desert in this bitch.
So John is like, why did I wanted you to do some drum loops because actually we was looking for Dr. Dre, but like we want like some drum loops over this country kind of rock, stuff. And I was like, oh. And he said, so why did you bring all this stuff? And I said, well, they told me that I was producing you, and they laughed and laughed. He said, I produced myself, but let's see what you could do. So I put on my headphones and I started, putting all these little pieces together and they were playing the song, but they can't hear what I'm doing. And I'm making the tempo match and, doing all these things. And he said, what is that? Let me hear what you're doing. He put it on the speaker. He was like, whoa. And they played along with it. And then they said, let's record it. So while they recording it and he sings like a scratch vocal, I'm like shouting out background vocals to what he's doing. And he's going, oh, okay. And then he said, do you know how to play organ? And I'm like, yeah. And he put me on the organ and I started, putting stuff in there. And by the end of that session, he said, do you want to go on tour with us? And I was like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, man, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And that's how that started.
Yeah. So how you just toured with him for a year or two, or you just toured with him through that little production there, and you just kept a relationship with him?
6 years.
6 years. Wow.
6 years and did production and vocals and playing, like I think about 6 or 7 albums. And then when we were on tour, I was like, ready to do something else and really like get back into the production aspect. And so but the way I was going to do it was try to move back to LA. I didn't know how to make that happen. But on that last tour I was on, the Wallflowers were opening up for us. And so like while we were on tour, they had a little recording set up in the back and they were like recording their demos for their next album. And so I would come in there and like they'd be in the dressing room and I'd just like sing little parts and they go sing that. And I recorded it. And then when the tour was over, their label was like, ooh, can you get him to like come and like really do a good take of all that stuff? And they were like, asking me to do it. So I flew to LA and sang these vocals, not really expecting anything. But after they did that album, Red Letter Days, they asked me to go on tour with them. And I was like, this is perfect. I can get it up and, get back to LA.
Yeah.
And, transition. But that really only lasted about 8 months or so. They, kind of made some poor decisions and money wise. And they weren't able, to keep me on the tours and stuff. So, and so pretty much from that point, I just went back into producing and developing my artist and getting back in it, but still got into further things. I had started working with Daz Effects, but we never got to the point of recording. Their label had issues. I had did some work with Snoop.
Yeah, I seen you in the studio with Snoop. You got work with Morris Day
Morris
also?
Day.
Yeah.
I went there. I was at Snoop's studio to work with Morris Day because he was a part of that label at that time, part of Snoop's label.
Yeah,
And so we started.
I wanted to ask you, the side question, by the way, like, have you heard of I grew up as like kind of like a metal fan, just kind of like, you know, that scream stuff. But like, have you heard like this like stuff that they're doing nowadays, where it's like this like metal kind of like rap fusion type of thing?
Is it gore rap?
Mm-hmm.
Is it called gore rap?
It's kind of crazy. Like, there's this guy, I mean, it's an alright band, but it's called Falling in Reverse, and like he did like a remix of Gangster's Paradise, and it was like kind of like a metal version of it, and it's like remade, and it's like he does like this like metal, and then he'll switch over just like speed rap at the end of it. It's pretty sick. It's like, especially coming from like somebody who's like, I wasn't a major rap fan growing up, but I was like that kind of like put me more on. I was like, oh shit, that's different, because like it just adding something that I like too into it. So I was like, I don't know if you ever heard anything like that, or like if you have, like, what are your thoughts on that kind of thing?
I think it's great. I think I first heard of that kind of stuff with Rage Against the Machine. You know, they were real aggressive like that. I think this is how I feel like. I think rap fits into a lot of things. The kind of music that moves you, if you incorporate rap to it in a way that is complementary, that, you know, it works, because people have talked on records for years, you know, even Johnny Cash, and, you know, that kind of thing. So you know, people are like saying that was rap, because you know, he's not singing, but it's the country, and he's you know what I mean?
Exactly. That makes sense.
I think it's all in the cadence and what you're talking about. Like, you don't want to be having a song like that and you're talking about, you know, females and 40s and, you know, smoking weed. It just it all depends on what you're talking about. It still could reach people, and that's, you know, rap is cool with that. Hip hop is a different thing. It's a culture.
Yeah, that's very true.
But I you know, I enjoy how people put spins on it.
Yeah, I definitely like when people, you know, step outside the box with music. It's okay to, you know, use your imagination sometimes, as long as it sounds good. It's got a good sound to it. I got a good another question. I guess you're gonna ask, he's got a real good question, and I'm gonna make sure that we'll
keep it towards the more of the middle.
Yeah. But so how do you feel about Snoop Dogg owning Death Row now? What's your feelings on that?
I think it's good energy. The way that he's approaching it, to me, seems like good energy. It's nostalgic, you know, and people who grew up listening to Death Row, you know, it brings back that certain feeling, and he's going to be able to get people who were on Death Row that didn't get their shine. They'll get more shine now, because, you know, it's in the media more, and
I definitely,
and there's not so much a negative connotation to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was definitely. I remember the 95 and 94, all that stuff going on. It was a wild time as a kid for me, but it is a beautiful thing that he went back and he just retook it back, and man, that's so awesome. So another question for you. I know you get into funk music. Are you inspired by funk music, or is that a thing for you? Like, guess that's a weird question to ask, but. Yeah. Funk
plays a big part in what I do, for the rhythms. You know what I mean? I'll use different instruments to create the rhythms that funk does, but maybe the sound is different, and it kind of gives it a different feel. But definitely, funk and gospel and rock are three elements I use a whole lot. At gospel mainly because it's, you know, it's soulful. Definitely. And the contemporary gospel has some jazz in it, you know, so I do use a lot of chords. But it's just about being smart where you use these things. But funk is definitely in the forefront of everything I do, just about.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. So, you got any artists you're working with now that are up and coming on your label that need a little shine out here? You throw some names out at us. I know I've seen some stuff. There was a female you was working with here recently. I think I can't. I'm probably.
C-Note.
Yeah. I'm a little high here, so so yeah. So how's that going?
Going great. C-Note is doing really good numbers, and she's like really starting to promote her stuff, and uh, she's grown into this thing. We had restarted my company, IMI, and Institute for the Musically Insane, and really
That's
it's kind of
awesome.
like a union of musicians, singers, rappers, and performers, and we all help each other, groom each other, and help where others, like where one might be doing good, the other might lack and not know certain things. It's kind of like a community. So we fed her a lot of things she already knew from her journey already, and she has just been really taking it to another level. And that's the thing that I encourage with all of my artists. And my guy Young Treasy in California, young guy, and he's been really doing a good push. And Shalif Perkins, he has several groups, the Grimies, and he has 4Dub. They do like Raider music, and for the Los Angeles Raiders.
Yeah.
Vegas Raiders now, but
Shots fired.
And I have who else? Gosh, there's so many. Robert Green. He has Any Climate Records that's under my label, and he's out here in Indiana. He goes and
yeah, I see you inspire a lot of people out here in the community, and a lot of people look up to you, and I it's a beautiful thing. I guess
that's my biggest thing.
Yeah, that is awesome. So what motivates you to get up? What gives you the energy to keep going with the music? Because you've been in a long time, and I know that after a while, you get burnt out, or it's just that you get out of the scene. So what motivates you to get up every day and go hard?
What I think it is how when you have a specialty and you feel good doing that, whether it's like build how to build houses. When you finish building that house, you're like, all right, whatever happens to it happens to it. If somebody buys it and rents it or whatever, it's great. But if not, you look at it and you enjoy what you did. I think that is because I put my all into making the sonics right, the words, and just the energy. And I think when it's done, I'm like, oh, I enjoy it.
So you love the creative process that gets you going. Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah.
I definitely dig that. So you got the courage to ask any questions yet?
Yeah, I actually got a couple questions for you.
Bear with me.
Okay.
First one, I'm gonna start light. I wanted to ask what you thought about. I don't know if you saw the Will Smith slapping Chris Rock thing, but I wanted to see what you thought about that actually.
Okay. I got
What up across the street? We see you. Sorry, Mo.
No, it's all right. I think Will's coming from a place of frustration, and the public thing that they went through with August, and the media and people just nasty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're nasty, and he's struggling with being able to keep her happy, and be pleasing to her, that she doesn't feel like she has to do stuff like that, or and then here Chris Rock says this joke, and initially he laughs at it because he wants be big about it. But she's making this face like, so now he feels like, oh my gosh,
now his manhood's at stake. Yeah. I personally thought it was fake because nobody got arrested afterwards, and the way Chris Rock rolled with the slap, and then if you slow it down, he looked like Will Smith smiled after the fact.
But the fact that he took that hit, and if it wasn't, even if it isn't fake, the fact that he took that hit so good that it looked fake.
I mean,
dude,
yeah, well,
that's a tough motherfucker.
You got two great actors right there, so it's hard to tell. I know that he handled it classy, very. I mean, he was the bigger man that night. I figured Will Smith would have more composure. He's been in the industry for a long time.
It was definitely surprising as hell.
Yeah,
but that's the thing when you're going through a public grooming. You're frustrated. Now Chris Rock is saying this about her and it's on TV, and now he's thinking, oh my gosh, now it's going to be all these memes and all that, and he goes doing that, not thinking it's going to be memes about that too. You know what I mean?
It was a slap heard around the world.
Half the media, half the public is being mean towards Chris Rock for saying it. Half is being mean to Will for reacting the way that he did, but nobody is in their position. They don't. Chris Rock has made a whole career of saying outlandish stuff about people.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he does.
So Will should have known, and Will is a really good, a bagger. You know what a bagger is?
No, I have no clue.
It means like you talk about them in a funny way to make people laugh or make them like put down.
Okay. Yeah.
Roasting.
Yeah.
They talk about each other. Your mama this and
yeah. They just badger each
Will
other.
is good at that. So his skin is thick when it comes to that. But you adding the fact that this woman and his public persona, everybody already think he's soft.
Yeah.
And Tupac could have stole this girl and all this stuff. They're saying all this stuff. So now he's like, I'm gonna smack him.
Yeah.
He smacked somebody else in the media before. Somebody tried to kiss him. And
I saw that last night.
Yeah. That was
the backhand. And even the way he smacked Chris Rock was a little to me. The way he stood, it was like, oh.
He was like here, then he was here.
Yeah, it was like it was
It was like a little sissy fight there. It was like, oh.
So what I didn't get was the joke about her health condition, or was the G.I. Jane joke about when Demi Moore cheated with Ashton Kutcher, and they end up was it about her being open in the relationship at a time, or was it actually about her health condition, or was it a double banger? Because if so, the joke was fucking solid. I
feel like he didn't even know.
Yeah, like it had me like that was a solid.
I think he was comparing the haircut and then the way they did the thing. Yeah, I think it was a deep joke. Some people didn't even get it.
Yeah, I had to double back.
And she had like the green on, so it looked kind of like.
Yeah, I didn't even realize she had a health condition to begin with. So I know when they start highlighting that and. But again, I didn't see. I figured there's probably off-duty police officers there. There's a lot of cops.
I watched a few videos on it, and I guess like the producer, when Chris Rock went backstage, like the producer was like, "The LAPD's here. Do you want to?" He's like, apparently Chris was just like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah, he
right.
Yeah, you gotta love.
They were gonna kick them out. Them out, and he said, "No, don't worry."
Well.
Yeah, because
Chris Rock handled it.
The producer was also like talked to the cops, and they were just like, "That's just not what he wants," So it's just like,
if I was Chris Rock right now, I would like going on tour next week. Go ahead and just.
That's what he did. Like next week, he's back out.
Oh yeah, Well, yeah.
I was like, when I heard that, I was like, oh, he finna talk about it.
I would too.
I know he gonna talk about it.
He touched on it on one show. He was like, "I'm gonna talk about that shit, just not now. I'm gonna have some jokes. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be serious."
Yeah, I knew. I knew everybody hated Chris, but not that bad. You know what I mean? Like, come on, not Chris.
That's a pretty good show, though.
Yeah, I mean, he took it like a champ. I mean, his body cued.
I was just like, I love how he took it, though. I love how he was like, wow, that's the best moment in television right there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It wasn't a strong hit. It wasn't no strong hit.
But
60 hit.
Yeah, he did document it a little bit. I figured Will would have just knocked him clean out. I mean,
he hit him with the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
But, he is from Philly, so he.
Yeah,
the way I feel like his persona with the public and with his friends and stuff being happy and jokey is a way to hide another side of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Will Smith's a double agent. The way he maneuvers around handguns.
Did you see Tony Rock react to it? His brother react to it on stage. And there's a video that just came out. That was insane. He's like, "You're going to hit my brother?" He's like, "There's 10 of us." He's like, "There's 10 Rock brothers."
I mean, realistically, that slap's going to pay off for him on the back end. You know, at the end of the day, we're all talking about it 2 weeks straight. How long's it been? We're all talking about it, discussing it. He's going about it. Yeah, so if it was staged or not, I mean, hopefully they work it out. Hopefully, you know, I think Will Smith, and I love both of them, so I'm not going to discuss either one of them. I hope they work out their family issues in private, and, we can stop beating them all down. But
if real grew up watching Will Smith, so I was like, seeing that, I was like, oh, man, damn.
Yeah, I grew up watching both of them, you know. Yeah, so those are OGs in the game. So
Chris Rock has always been fucking great.
I figured they were like, you know, behind closed doors, they were just cool with each other, and I never figured that. Yeah, that would be something that would come out to the public like that. Maybe Will would come behind and check him, in a private space. But
you figured that'd be Will's style.
Go ahead,
they actually were really good friends, like, cool. I've seen several things they were on together, and they joke and and all that stuff.
It's crazy.
I don't know. That's kind of why I thought it was fake at first too. And then when Will was walking up there, he was smirking. And then he slapped him, and then he still kind of smirked when he turned around, like But it could have been nervous energy where oh gosh, I just did this on TV.
He's like, oh,
it could have been that too. I don't know.
There's another guy that came out too. It just came out the video. He was some dude he worked with on when he did Ali. I think was it 2006 or 1 when he did Ali, or 2. I forget when he did it. But like, there's a guy that he did with, that was this corner guy. And he was talking about, oh yeah, I was at the forefront of this. I was like, okay, just come down. It's like, why does everybody gotta capitalize on fucking something? It's like, like, calm the hell down. This is.
But let me tell you something interesting though, because. You heard of the reboot of The Fresh Prince, right?
Oh yeah,
I did not.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
You haven't?
No, I did
so
not.
They rebooted it, but it's different actors, and it's not like in front of a live audience, and it's dark.
Oh wow!
Like Carlton is on crack. And
dark.
No. And he's executive producer on this show, so like it makes me want to go and check it out because it seemed like he's really going through something. Everything is really dark now,
Yeah, that's
maybe Jaden's on crack.
They better not screw that one up because that's part of my childhood.
Yeah,
it's like you can't go remake MASH or anything like Mama's Family or anything. It just sometimes it doesn't work, but we'll see. I'm gonna have to check it out now.
It's like taking Three's Company and then make like Jack raping the girls or something. Like it's like what?
Yeah,
dude. I think if they would have made that, the only reason I saw the casting I think that the casting would have been way better as if Will played Uncle Phil. Like if he played Uncle Phil, that'd be like, man, that'd be so insane.
How's it going outside? Stay warm. Peace.
I just feel like instead of hiring somebody different, since he was so close to. I'm spacing the actor's name, but
we plugged in. We gave Will so much.
But apparently, Uncle Phil is a mess too in this thing. Like he's.
Oh man.
I want to see it because it don't sound. I don't know.
I definitely have to check it out.
When he slapped Chris Rock, I thought of that show. I was like,
dark. Just like this.
He definitely went back to his Philly roots there, but he telegraphed it with I don't know what you want to call that.
Little sissy,
a flag. I didn't want to say it, Mo. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it. It's what it was. It is. We call it what it was. Yeah,
he barely hit him too. It's like he hit him with these 2 fingers.
With the fingers.
Yeah,
the fingers like.
He came in with the afterward. Oh man,
He's looking for his memory wiper from Men in Black. It's like, oh god, where's that?
Man, I don't know what happened. It must have been a glitch with I Am Robot. It's crazy. It's crazy. So you got a.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll hit you with the real hard-hitting question.
Yeah. I've been waiting for this one.
Okay.
Actually, I gotta admit, it's not my original question. It's somebody that asked me I work at a comedy club, and one of the people there asked me, he goes, "Man, you gotta ask him, when was the height of the pussy for him?"
The height of what?
So when was the height of him getting pussy? This is what you need to ask him. When was it the best for him? When did he get it the most? I was like,
Me?
yeah. It's like, when did he get it the most?
Yeah, when was your plateau?
Yeah,
for,
your pinnacle.
Your pussy plateau.
Yeah, dude. Your pussy peak, if you will.
We're comics, baby.
Honestly, it was before the records and the fame and stuff. It was like once I got into that, I was more focused on the music. And when I got about 28, my mind changed about how I did women and how I treated women. It was like I went from being this guy. I was insecure in myself, but because I was popular with the music, a lot of ladies would throw themselves at me, and
daunting.
I don't know. It changed, but I would say before any of the fame, I was a bad boy. I was a bad boy.
So you heard it right there.
You're welcome, Blaze. Welcome, Blaze.
You're asking questions like that. Yeah, I'm glad we got that out of the question right now before the kids just walked by the window. We had a whole group of kids just walk by. We had a speaker outside so they can hear us. Yeah,
but it was something I learned from. I'm better now. I'm not even on that. It's a whole different thing. It's a one-woman thing.
Yeah, it's a youth. Yeah, that's definitely a youthful
trying
way
to find.
of approach. Yeah, he's definitely nursing a Fifi over at his house over here. I'm not gonna point it. Yeah, he like or there's another kid. I'm gonna shut up.
I think that was a grown person.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a grown person or not. I figured I'd wait a few more ice cream seasons.
A couple more moons.
Yeah.
I evaluate my days by moons.
Yeah, definitely. So I got a weird question that people ask me when I bring up John Mellencamp, and you know him personally, right? So
yeah.
Fuck. Is John Mellencamp a dick?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the thing is, he knows it. It's not a surprise. I remember when we went out to Boca Raton to record. Well, we were practicing for that last tour I was on. We watched that movie about the painter.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I only think of Bob Ross. As soon as you said painter, I'm like, Bob Ross.
It was like back in the old days, but he was not just a well-known painter, but he was like, with the women, and he was real evil and mean and all this stuff. And we're watching this, and he turns to me and goes, he's pretty out there, isn't he? I was like, yeah. He goes, yeah, that's me right there. And I was like,
the fuck?
John Mellencamp's dark. I see
John Mellencamp.
He's into artwork too.
Yeah, he draws. Yeah, really good. It's interesting, I would say.
So,
Tangled up.
is that like he's got that creative he's not a dick per se, or is this his creative, like, how some people are just like overly high strung, or is he just a dick?
Well, okay, it's a little of a mixture. Like, I hear stories about when he was a teenager and starting bands and wanting to and fighting and like always like look at me and like not confidence but cocky about himself. He was born with spina bifida.
Huh. That's interesting.
He is in a lot of pain a lot of times, and he is insecure on the inside. To me, he's insecure about, for one, people looking at him like he's handicapped, because he's like, I can do anything.
Yeah.
And he speaks his mind. He doesn't have a problem speaking his mind. You know how some people sugarcoat stuff?
Yeah, I definitely.
He has no, and so it comes across as being a dick because
he's straightforward.
There's no filter.
Yeah.
There's no filter. Like when he met
I can respect that.
my son's mother, and we were at a video shoot for Your Life Is Now, and I was like, oh, this is my son's mother, and he looks at me while she's sitting there and his wife and goes, Mo, where'd you find her at, the bowling alley?
Oh no!
My eyes got big, and I looked at her. Like, yeah, he has no, and she was like, John, don't you know, he
Man.
has no filter. Sometimes he wants to get a reaction out of people.
Yeah.
He'll say stuff that is outlet. Like the day I met him, me and my manager had come, and my manager's 6'3", and he's like 320 pounds, you know, at the time. Um, we go in there, and I was bigger too. I was probably about 90, 196 or something, you know. But we in the session, and he's getting to know us, and he goes, so, you know, can I was just wondering, can I ask you a nigga joke?
Mm.
And I was like,
You gotta wait till I get the water out of my mouth. For you. What's up?
I said, you might as well go ahead, because you done said that already. Then he says, well, I don't usually tell nigga jokes to niggas.
Oh no!
John's a savage. John is a savage.
Whoa, savage.
Yeah.
And then he laughs. He goes,
Oh no!
What is wrong?
oh my
What
God.
is wrong with him?
Oh,
Trust
Man.
me, our whole thing was a roller coaster. It was like when I first joined the band, he did press, he did interviews and talked like, you know, I was the best thing to come in his studio since Bob Dylan. And then time goes on, and we're like bumping heads on certain things, and
How's it going?
he pulls me aside on stage while I'm doing my rap, and like, you know, don't be talking about that make money shit. And I was like, oh, all right. And I do my rap, and it's over and done. And then I go back to the organ and play, and he comes over to the organ while we're playing. And he's like, yeah, don't be doing that. And I looked at him and I said, John, we're in the middle of a show. And then he goes back, and now we're mean mugging each other, like. And then we go on the side stage, and I went to him and I said, John, why are you fucking up my show? He said, fucking up your show? I know my fans more than you. I said, well, you don't know that in New York is where it came. That's where they made up. Make money, make money. So you're wrong. Yeah, you know, and
so you knew the crowd at the moment, and there was just give me just a second. Everybody, there's the meter maid. She's outside again. Please put coins in your meters. She's coming down the street. Please, everybody. Yeah, we see you. Stop doing it. Stop.
That's the alarm.
She's somebody got hit. BMW, you've got a ticket now.
Aha, sucker.
Yeah. I see why you smiling out there. You enjoy it, huh?
I'm pro ticket.
Enjoy it.
I'm pro ticket here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I get one?
She is the most beautiful meter maid I've ever seen. You are stunning. Everybody put coins in your meters now. She's coming to the left.
I don't have a car, but I'll take a ticket.
She's just persistent as hell. But yeah, so John Mellencamp is a little bit nutty. So do you guys still have an established relationship at this moment? Or are you guys just like old time friends? You hit each other up from time to time, say what's up, and
well, you know, when I left the band, he called me back to work on a song, Walk Tall or something that Babyface was producing.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And then about 2007, I went to one of his shows, and he got me on stage to dance around. Pretty much after that, he's been avoiding me. I went to a few of his shows, and then it's like, John don't want to talk to nobody. And I was like, oh, it's Moe Z. And he was like, yeah, John don't want to talk to nobody.
He got high class and prissy on you, huh?
I don't know if it's that.
He doesn't want to talk to you. He shunned you off.
I think he was just disappointed. The last time I talked to him, I was telling him, you know, my life is getting better. Things, you know, opportunities are getting better. And at that time, I had just worked with Michael Jackson, and he passed away. And he was like, you know, I'm telling him all this good stuff. And he goes, well, did you stop smoking weed, Mo? And I was like, no.
Yeah. Wait.
Like,
so
well, your life is shit. Your life is shit then. And I'm like,
John Mellencamp, you can suck my dick. Fuck that.
I got a left nut for you. You can pop in your mouth.
Yeah, just like I was gonna do the sound effect, but yeah, there you go, John Mellencamp. We're gonna. Yeah. I'm gonna go probably get high right after this,
Yeah,
and
dude.
my life is gonna be shit. And I'm gonna be probably smiling though, and I'm gonna be hungry. So, yeah.
Definitely gonna be thinking about the nut sound we just made.
Yeah, I tried. I missed the nut sound like twice. I'm like,
I just heard.
I missed it. I missed it. I couldn't even get it out. And then your nut sound echoed all over my nut sounds. So yeah. You stick to the nut sound. You're a lot better with that sound effect.
It is my middle name, Old Nut Sound Drooly.
It's crazy. So, did you work with I think Brian Smoot, like the Smoot band or the country band? I seen you were. What was that like a few years back? You were working with him. Is that something that's still transpiring or still going on or?
Yeah, actually, I had met Brian. I think it was probably about 2002, and he wanted me to hear him sing, and I listened to him, and I was like, oh yeah, let's work on some stuff. And then it didn't happen, but time went on. About 2007, he hired me to produce his album, and it wasn't country at the time. It was like rockish. It was like Nickelback kind of stuff, and we had fun doing it, but it was kind of a one-off. And then about 2015, he got real serious about it. Like, I want to really make a serious album and, really, get into it. So I got him on my label.
He's like, I'm not stepping on a grape.
And we developed some songs, and he's a really great songwriter. And we did an album. Things kind of fell apart with the band aspect of it, but he hasn't stopped. Like he's been getting he got nominated for an award out in California for songwriting. We went to the awards and everything, and since then he's working. We're still working together. We just haven't got together yet. But he got a single out right now that he did with Nico Albanese, and that's a guy from Bedford, Indiana, and he is the drummer for Clayton Anderson, and like he's the producer as well. So like this guy is really on the come up and doing a lot of production. And so Brian lives near him, and he was like, what do you think about Nico? And I'm like, man, I think that'd be a great thing. So he got a song now called The Next Guy that he's released, and it's really good.
Yeah. I said again. Yeah. See. Hello, people outside. Is it cold still? A little bit chilly. Okay.
I was catching us mid
Yeah. He did catch me mid Yeah. So there. Yeah. I'm totally lost again here. I guess I probably should stop smoking.
Why? It's
I
okay.
don't
You just
know.
didn't smoke enough. That's
yeah, maybe too much. Oh yeah, there you go, Mo.
Oh
There
yeah,
you
dude.
go. That's my favorite. That's my favorite method of choice myself.
Mine's like joints or a bong.
Yeah, whatever you put in that
Oh
one
my gosh.
one pin, and I hit it, and I think that I drop a lung out every time. I think
Oh,
the
yeah.
dab or whatever.
Oh, yeah, a little dab pin?
Yeah, I'm gonna have kidney failure sooner or later.
His lungs came out his
Yeah.
ass.
For two.
Yeah.
I'm a cough for two. It don't even. It can be
yeah.
mids, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll cough for anything, but I'm just like, I'm getting higher.
She is smiling, walking down the street. Hello. Hey, how you doing? Oh yeah. So yeah. So I guess do you perform still just Moe's EMD? You have your own thing going on also. What's going on with that?
I'm developing that right now. Putting the band together, and I wanted to do a little promotion on the record first to get some attention, because the things I want to do, I don't want to do like just regular bar gigs and that kind of thing. I want it to be events and make my own events, and so I'm in the building process of making a show that I could take, and I'm gonna open up for Morris Day when he's gonna do a residency in Vegas, and when he does that, I'm gonna open up for him. We already determined that, so I
hell
just
yeah.
had to come up with the album, and so it would make all it would make sense, not just here's some guy, but
But you're at the height of your prime. You're going Elvis. You're going Britney Spears on us. You're going Britney Spears. He's going to Vegas.
I know he's shaving his
going
head.
to Vegas. Yeah. He's going to take up permanent residency. We'll never see him again. You never see him again.
He puts a wig on, then shaves the wig off.
As long as you don't start wearing a cowboy hat, the old Vegas style cowboy hat, I'm all right with that. But it's a beautiful thing that you so I guess how long? What's the total? You've been in it since you were a kid. That's forever. I'm not going to throw your age out there, but yeah, that's a long time. You are a legend, and everybody that I know in the music industry here always talks about you, and it's amazing. You got everybody out here, and my cousin. If I don't mention him, he'll probably get mad. Nasty Nate Aguilar. He's always talking about you. So I know you're an inspiration to him. So you can shut the fuck up now, Nate. Yeah. So yeah. No, I love him. I love him to death. I actually think I almost killed my cousin. I'm gonna tell the fucking story. So yeah, he's like, okay. I gave him shrooms, and I gave him 3 grams of shrooms because I was being a good cousin, and he was like, no, this isn't. I want to go to the moon. I'm like, are you what? You okay? Family. So I handed him another 4 grams of shrooms. And about 45 minutes later, he was eating on his shoes.
Oh, wow.
I basically had to I thought I killed him. He was making some weird ass faces. He was, like
Whoa.
I had to nurse him back. I had to take I had to really like come down from where I was at.
Hit me with that one more time. I like that.
Yeah, he was chewing on his fingernails down to the bone. I'm like, stop it, stop. And he was afterwards. He was like, look, cousin, I'll listen to you next time. I was like, yeah, you should have microdosed. I fucking told you. Like you wanted to go to the moon. You were there for about 6 hours. He's like, I thought I was in a time loop. I said, I thought you was too. I thought I killed you. I thought I was gonna have to take another 4 grams to come in and get you.
I'm gonna dive right in.
I'm coming for you, cuzzo. Yeah.
And when I first met him, he was ditching school to come to my house.
Can we say it again?
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess my battery's starting to die.
We got 2 minutes here anyway, so yeah.
When I first met him, he was ditching school to come to my house.
Yeah, that sounds like Nate. Yeah, that definitely sounds like him.
Him and his friend, all of them come over there and hang out and watch me work or work with they sometimes they want to rap and do their thing. But yeah, he was young.
Yeah, like I said, everybody loves you here, man, and we hope that you continue to just blossom and do your thing. And even when nobody's looking, you are an inspiration. That and it's I touched his heart.
We also want to if there's anything you want to shout out or plug in, totally feel free if you want to.
We haven't touched base on anything here, so
anything you want to plug in, anything.
I want everybody to go and check out Soul Finger by Mosey MD and Soul Finger. And it's on all the platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, all that good stuff. It's a journey, man. It's like it's not going to be like anything that you're used to hearing. It's not going to be the kind of music I did for Tupac or John Mellencamp or anything. It's a journey into my brain and how I orchestrate music to certain subjects.
Really putting yourself out there.
Yeah,
like a score. You know what I mean?
Awesome,
it's a score. So everything is different, but it's fun. And I just want everybody to go check it out.
Definitely, you guys better go check it out.
Yeah, go check that out, guys.
And you want to do some kind of crazy outro or something?
I can.
You walked by 4 times, sir. How you doing? I see you. I see you. We're gonna get a camera. We need to get a camera facing outside because we have some reoccurring characters.
Yeah, dude.
You think y'all got some weed in there?
Yeah, I know. We probably.
Well, I do, but
yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, you want to close it out with a fucking ball pop?
Dude, I really appreciate you coming on the show, dude. It means a lot, man. It means a lot. I really appreciate it. And you guys check us out on YouTube, all platforms,
All that
Spotify, Amazon, Apple.
Yeah, definitely.
Watch, comment. Please comment. Like, we want to hear what you guys think. Subscribe. You know.
All right.
We love you guys.
Peace.